The shortest way to review Mouse PI for Hire is to just call it a boomer shooter reminiscent of the original Doom, but with a whimsical art direction. That is seriously all there is to this game, and though there is a decent amount of depth, it's not attempting to reinvent the wheel. Also, I got this game for free as part of a launch campaign. Now, while that introduction isn't exactly a glowing endorsement, it's not meant to be a scathing takedown either. This game is fun at its core, and whether or not you would enjoy it rests solely on whether you've played games like this in the past. If you loved Doom 2016, or Doom Eternal, or even Doom the Dark Ages, then you'll probably have a blast with Mouse PI as well. The game is structured around having an office or save hub which you return to for both working on cases to discover new mission locations, and also to upgrade the various weapons you find throughout the game. Just like with the classic boomer shooters this game successfully mimics, you start with a measly handgun, and your arsenal grows as you progress further through the game. Again, this isn't anything new. In fact, the only real reason to rave about this game at all is because of the art style. The entire game is presented in black and white to really drive home the setting and inspiration of the 1930s rubber hose cartoons, which it is entirely modeled after. The story has you swinging through movie sets, blasting through swamps, and fixing plumbing problems in sewers, to name a few. And to move between them all is a world map full of probably the most characteristic charm the game has to offer. Also, if you take the time to really watch some of the death animations when fighting, you're in for a treat as well. Punch or blast a goon with a shotgun, and their head may well just pop off in an appropriately cartoony fashion. Hit another enemy with turpentine, and you'll watch their flesh literally melt away from their bodies before falling into a pile. And if you manage to grab a flame power-up, enemies will outright immolate into a small pile of ash with eyeballs. It's really quite entertaining to see what would normally be horrifying ways to die reduced to exaggerated cartoon animations. This is literally the art direction coming in full force to make the game stand out far more than it would otherwise. Unfortunately though, that's all there really is to say about the game. After playing through about a third of the levels, nothing mechanically changes. You'll find no fresh power-ups, enemies rotate between looks but fight the same, and any new guns you find will probably pale in comparison to favorites you've already fully upgraded. Furthermore, one of the primary problems with the type of old-school shooters this game is modeled after is how you can accidentally stumble down the correct path and miss collectible secrets in the process. This is avoidable if you constantly use the Find Path feature for the main objective and simply follow it last, but without it being front of mind, it's far too easy to just accidentally miss blueprints for upgrading your arsenal. The story, meanwhile, while managing to go in some interesting directions, also falls flat with an overall unsatisfying ending. What's more, the final boss fight feels like the developers ran out of combat ideas and started throwing as many random actions at you as possible. They even went so far as to just give you infinite ammo while asking you to dodge an infinite stream of enemies and expecting you to still try to find a moment to shoot the boss. The climax of this game is just not all that good. It's a shame too, because Mouse PI for Hire is built on a pretty solid base. No game will ever be good without a high-quality foundation to build on, but in this case, most of what's good stops at the foundation. If you play only about a third of the game, or something along the lines of 6 to 8 hours, you'll have played almost everything Mouse PI has to offer. You could do worse for $30, but you would also be forgiven for waiting for a sale, or just simply skipping this game and watching someone else play it instead.